not drop the deuce on the bus toilet.
Nobody's got sick yet on this trip. So
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
These are actually mine, but Gons has been so generous with his food, I labeled one of mine with his name.
Who dat? Oh, it's you. Come on in. Welcome to our humble abode. I'm Ron Reinhardt from the LA Caffeine Machine Dark Angel. And this is our home away from home. What's up? We're currently out here on the road promoting Extinction Level Event. The tour's been going great. We've been thrashing it up everywhere. A lot of crowd surfing, a lot of pits, a lot of stage diving. Everything that we're all about. As you can see in the front of the bus in the day, this turns into pretty much the tour manager's workstation. At night and in the early hours of the morning, whoever's up, Baldo, Andrew, come here and keep our bus driver, Slick Ricky, company. And yeah, it's just rolling along super smooth. So this is the main lounge, the front lounge. We got the TV here. Sometimes we watch wrestling or movies or whatever, something stupid or funny, you know, something that just takes the day away, you know, nothing too involved. We don't really watch a lot of sports here, even though we have some of our crew guys that are into that. You know, usually Oscar and I will watch wrestling in the back, but we'll get to that. And as you see, this is my lovely band members, Michael Gonzalez, Eric Meyer, the lovely Laura Christine. So in our front lounge, we have stuff stored everywhere. Like this is all my miscellaneous catch-all garbage. Down here in all these shelves, we usually have a ton of water because we drink water constantly because that's our number one beverage, but bottled water is for mostly the LA Caffeine Machine coffee station, which, as you can tell, we're all about the coffee. We just don't say LA Caffeine Machine for nothing. This is what we run and live on. So this is one of the most important features of the bus is the coffee maker. Helps us get through the day without doing anything bad or hurting anybody.
Not only that, it is our second coffee maker that we've gone through on this tour. The first one died on us already.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent note there.
Yeah,
Good note.
As you know, we are the LA Caffeine Machine, so we do go through copious amounts of caffeine on a daily basis. All the lemons and ginger, if you don't know, this is one thing you always want on the road with you, and apple cider vinegar. We're so prone on not being sick and nailing it every night. These two things always help that.
Nobody's got sick yet on this trip. So
Knock on wood.
that we keep it that way because it's kind of unusual with the tour, you know. It just happens. But fortunately, it hasn't happened to us.
Yeah, we can contribute to these two things for sure, definitely. So right here in the front in the kitchen area, we have a little overflow for beverages. So at every night, the end of every night, we get ice and freshen it up. So we have cold beverages so we can keep the fridge just packed with all the food. So on our cabinet space in our refrigerator is all the stuff from our rider. Rider, we have protein bars, mixed nuts, honey, of course. That's pretty much for me since I'm the vocalist. In the fridge, we always go with leafy greens for Laura. We try to do like lunch meat and fruit. We try to be as healthy as we can out here, even though it's hard because we do stop in places like Chicago, known for their pizza, or New York, or any place that has killer Mexican food. We are being there. So we try to eat as healthy as we can. A lot of the stuff left over on the rider makes it way on the bus. So those long travel days when there's no Buc-ee's around and you're not going to stop, we just live off the land.
The tour manager station is that passenger seat next to the bus driver. There's his printer, and that's where he camps out. He'll even camp out on this counter space. He's very kind and gracious to us and lets us have that main table. Where we're either eating, I'm putting on makeup or or signing. We've got those 3 boxes of vinyl inserts we've been like.
Yeah, that's our brand new record, the inserts for it, so everybody has to sign it.
Yeah,
and, so there it is right there, all those pieces.
Done on that table.
So this area right here is actually a slide out. It gives us about another 4 feet of room to where you can't touch. You can just walk by easily. We're on the streets of Chicago here, so we can't slide it out without somebody possibly hitting it or getting a ticket or whatnot, but usually on the daily, that's the first thing it does is the slide out. You cannot have anybody on it except for her because she's the lightest one of us, so she's the only one that can actually sit when it goes in and out. So none of us get to go on that spectacular ride, but you know, that'd be something we'd love. So this is the freezer. This is not stuff from the rider. This is from late night Walmart stops or anytime Walmart stops. In our young age, we really wanted to stop for booze all the time, but you know, now that we're a lot more responsible, the Walmart stops and getting food and fresh socks or whatever like that turns out to be the most important thing that we'll actually wake each other up for. You're not allowed to wake anybody up, but if you're at a Buc-ee's or a Walmart, then people would be like, wake me up no matter what. Yeah, serious stuff.
Yeah,
so as you can see in here, there's names and whatnot. So this is Gons and Laura. They both live on the frozen food type of thing.
These are actually mine, but Gons has been so generous with his food. I labeled one of mine with his name because he's been sharing, so we hooked him up.
They became best friends on this road.
We did.
Gons, no matter what he gets, he always knows. I got a little bit left over for Laura because we call her Long Fork.
Well, that's a whole other story. We're not even going to get that's for another bus tour. Yeah, we don't even want to travel down that alley right now.
So these are the day sheets our TM Austin puts up every day to our manager. What we got going on to the day, what our schedule is, load in, if there's showers, if there's laundry available, what time is the curfew, because I need to know that because I got to either rush the set or we'll pull a song, or depending on when they want to kick us out, and then what time. The most important thing is what time's the bus call, you know, so we always get those things somewhere. And then if these get updated, we just get a mass bam message like, hey, this is updated, because of course he's not going to run in here, print that out. He'll just update us like, this has changed, because we've had that all the time. Anybody who's toured know that on the daily things change sporadically, so we always go here first, and then we all have the app.
Baldo, our drum tech, almost got left behind in Fort Lauderdale. He was literally chasing after the bus. It was bad. So this is muy importante. Yeah.
Bathroom. Everything is a Star Trek door here. What I mean by that is, you know, the Star Trek door type of thing. So if it's closed, obviously somebody's in it. And yeah, it's got a nice dimmer here for at night. You want that thing dark, because when you walk out a bunk alley in the middle of the night and you have that going on, it's like you can't even see where the toilet is. But yeah, it's one of the perks of being on the bus. But everybody knows this rule: you do not drop the deuce on the bus toilet. So we have 12 bunks on this bus. We have 11 people. So we have one junk bunk on this bus. So that's like a catch-all for those of you who don't know what a junk bunk is. It's like anything you don't want to go in and out of the luggage base for on a daily basis. This here happens to be my bunk. I always pick this side, passenger side, just injuries, shoulder. I sleep on this side mostly. It's a catch-all in the day. It's like I got my extra leather vest here. I got my bag that Oscar made me with all my stuff for the gig in it here. You know, just keep your clothes or whatever in here that you have. And we always keep them closed. I got this cool green light that Oscar hooked me up with because, you know, it's not really bright. And then at night, if you turn it on because you need to find something, you're not blind as a bat. They also snap and whatnot. They have individual AC units for them. So you can either open your vents or close your vents. All these people like to be freezing cold at night. My wife will testify, I hate being cold. I live in Arizona. I love the heat. My vent's not only closed, but I put a pillow up against it. No air is coming into my bunk. If you come down bunk alley here, the rest of the bunks, this is the back lounge, which this is the warmest lounge in here. So at night, if it's cold, I will come back here and just chill. And Oscar and I will watch wrestling on this. Andrew, our merch guy, loves baseball, so if we can't get baseball live, he will pretty much set his laptop here and watch it, and we'll roll like TV and that. These are all of our best. Everything can go in the trailer, like all the gig clothes can go in the trailer, but you never want to put cold, wet leather in a trailer because then it gets crispy. And like this thing, I sweat through every night. Like it'll literally, you could squeeze it and squeeze out of it. And you know, just basic. This is another table, which we actually wish this table wasn't here because it'd be better if the table just came here. You know, you have more lounge space. So it kind of defeats the purpose of, you know, if you're back here, you're, you know, it's comfy, but it's not as comfortable if this was gone and you use that for a little stoop. But we also put like backpacks here, and then everybody's got their clothes or shoes, or sometimes if you have miscellaneous items, like I got that junk drawer up there for all of my catch-all. we all just have our own drunk drawer wherever we can fit it.
It also turns into a jamming station. We've got our tiny guitar amps here and our cables, and we pull our We're always working on new material and whatnot. So this turns into a little jam studio right here.
Yeah, so if Eric and Laura and Gene are back here jamming or whatnot, the rest of us will kind of be up front. So we're really, we always notice where everybody's at and what's going on. So we don't have anything like, oh, this is where I chill. We're just whatever we need to do, wherever we need to do it. We're all pretty courteous about that. Like, oh, you're eating here, take my spot, because I'm just sitting here playing with my phone, so. And also the back lounge is used for quiet space, because watch, if you come in here, close this door, it makes it pretty solid to where it's quiet. So if you want to call, like I'll call my wife from back here. A lot of times what I do back here, if I call her, I'll FaceTime her, because I miss seeing her face. So I'll do that back here. Or sometimes we're miles away from the venue and the venue's super cold and it's hard to warm up. We'll take turns changing back here, and we'll just warm up on the bus and then go to the venue. Like we did yesterday at Reggies. No, we're at Reggies today in Chicago. Yesterday was Cleveland. I can't think of the name of the venue, but super, super nice, packed place. We warmed up pretty much on the bus. We walked to the venue, got our guitars. I just walked from the back of the crowd to the stage while singing, because it was easier. It was just easier to do. So every day you just kind of pick and choose what you need to get done. So we're out here promoting Extinction Level Event. This is our first time touring in about 34 plus years. If you need to find out anything about Dark Angel, we have all the socials, Facebook, Instagram. Hit us up on there. Reversed Records. Download the album. Check us out. It's easy. You just punch in Dark Angel thrash anywhere and you will find us. So all of you out there, we're going to see you on the road. We're going to thrash like our life depends on it, because it does. So thank you for hanging out with us here. We're going to get ready for the show, and it's been great. Look at the very fast turbo action Star Trek door.